Why do you think some businesses choose to not build their business based off relationships?
Well, I mean, for the lawyers, I'm gonna kind of segregate
Sure.
this a little bit. There's something about law school, and it was never stated. It was never. I didn't drink there's no Kool-Aid in the side that we were drinking or anything, but you really do graduate from law school with this elitist mentality almost, and it's kind of one of those like Field of Dreams things. Like, if you build it, they will come. If you hang out your shingle, they will come. And
Yeah.
I remember having conversations with partners of the firm that I worked for, like, we should be in networking groups. We should be building relationships. We should be out in the community. And they're like, oh, lawyers don't do that. Like, lawyers don't market. No, you hang up the shingle, you do a good job, and you're going to get lots of work. And I mean, even to this day, I say that out loud, and I laugh, and I think, how are they still in business? I mean, I don't understand it. Like, and that's how it is in the legal field now.
Right.
I have most of my experience there. I coach a lot of law firms across the country, a lot of lawyers across the country who want to learn how to run a business and not just be a lawyer. But, I mean, lawyers believe if they're a good lawyer, they will be a good business owner. And the truth is, they have nothing to do with each other. You don't learn running a business in law school. You don't learn relationships. You don't learn any of that stuff. In fact, you probably learn the opposite. So for lawyers, I think it's just, well, you don't need relationships. You need to serve your client, and you need to be in your office 8 to 5, and you need to serve, it's just crazy. So that one's easier for me to answer because that's where most of my experience comes from. And I would assume for other business owners, it's just that they've never been trained. They've never been taught. They've never experienced maybe coaching or belonging to national organizations. I mean, I'm dear friends with an individual who runs a coaching company and a seminar company, and it's a wonderful company. And I love the man more than anything, and I would do anything for him and his family. But when you go to them, he's from the area. He grew up in the area. He went to college in the area. He never left the area. He never coached with anyone. He never went to a national organization. He never got national coaching. And so when you go to the training sessions, it's very obvious. And it's like, man, you have so much you could do here. Like, this thing could be 100 times bigger, 100 times better, but you need to experience life. You need to experience the country. You need to experience coaching and business and relationships. And most of the people that I met, when I would say to them, I'm an abundance guy. I'm giver's gain. I'm gonna give, and I believe that in return I'm gonna get. And if I don't, that's okay. I still did the right thing. And they'd kind of look at me like I had two heads or two eyes, and I'm like, it's all about relationships. Relationships? What does relationships have to do with selling widgets? It's everything to do with selling widgets, So I don't know. I think it's more probably lack of knowledge is my guess.
Wow. I feel like we could stay on that topic for a good while, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing to have this conversation with you and just to hear not only your mindset about law, but to really see the heart that you have behind this. Your motives have more to do with what's coming from that heart. I have a great mentor of mine who says all the time, whoever serves most wins.
Yeah.
And I truly do believe that. And I love hearing that language come out in you as well. So my son-in-law, by the way, is an immigration lawyer. He works for a nonprofit out of York, PA, and
awesome.
Spends a lot of time working with like asylum cases, helping to get people out of these holding cells that they're in and try to see if they can qualify to get into the country. There's a lot of similarities in like the style of work. You're looking out for the marginalized. You're looking out for the forgotten.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate and respect that about you, Jeff. This is our first time meeting, but I feel like I know you. And I'm just super curious because I watched my son-in-law's process. I watched what it took for him to get to that place of being an immigration lawyer. But what are some of the first steps that you took in specializing in elder law?
Yeah. For me, when I went out on my own, it was February 16th of 2009. And I remember walking into the office that morning, reporting for duty, if you will, and not one client, not, the phone not ringing, no one's coming in the door. And that's not what I thought. That's not what I hoped for. That's not what I expected. And about 6 months went by, and it became very clear to me I did not know what I was doing. It became very clear to me there was no systems, there was no processes. I'm a systems and process, and I'm looking around, and I didn't even know how to create them, to be completely honest with you. I did have my master's at that point. I did have a certificate in estate planning, but I didn't know much about elder law. I mean, a little bit, dabbled in it, if you will. So I needed to get more expertise, and I happened to be at an event. NALA is the National Association for Elder Law Attorneys, and I was at their conference in Jersey City, Jersey. And it was in the fall of 2009, and I met an organization called Lawyers with Purpose. And I was talking to the owner, I was talking to the salesperson, and I was like, that is me. I mean, they education based, they do workshops first, they give free consultations, and it was all about systems and processes. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what I need. And I bought in hook, line, and sinker. And I'm one of those people that, I'll work everyone 2 to 1. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna get my goals. I'm gonna hit where I want to hit. And I just did what they told me to do. And I didn't question it. I didn't second guess it. Whereas a lot of other people that I know very well second guessed everything, changed everything, made it their own. They had to massage it. And I think that's partly a lawyer thing, to be honest. And I didn't. I said, look, they're a national company. They put millions of dollars into this system. Who am I to question it? Who am I to tell them they're wrong or try to recreate things? And frankly, why would I, right? I'm paying for it. I might as well take advantage of it. And I remember the owner, Dave Zampano, from the front of the stage, basically saying, I just want to tell you guys about Jeff and how stupid he is. And that's why he succeeds, because he doesn't question things. And my heart was so warm that day. I've never liked being called stupid so much in my life. And I knew he meant it as the utmost compliment that he could possibly give. And I coined a phrase in the national organization called follow the damn system. And everybody, it's FDS, FDS, FDS. But the truth is most lawyers don't want to buy in. They don't want to believe. And I do 100%. I share their values. I share their core values. And so I got lucky. I mean, a lot of people don't find something like that. And I'm extremely coachable, which is one of my core values. And so I did what they told me. I didn't question it. I was stupid.
That's awesome, man. That is really funny.